Okay, once again, another incredible revelation. NASA does not understand why we have global warming. This is from NASA Goddard. Two scientists, a frank and honest discussion about Antarctica. Well, the base of the ice sheet is melting, and we are going through an extreme condition of global warming. I can explain it, and I don't think they understand it at NASA. What? And I know it sounds incredible. I sound terribly arrogant, but it's just true.
The ice sheet, it's melting.
I'm talking about a big, inaccessible chunk of ice that is probably some of the most unexplored territory on the planet.
Today, we have maps every single year, complete coverage of the Antarctic flowing into the ocean. We're looking at all these changes. We've got lasers in space measuring very subtle changes in the shape and the topography. I mean, what's it going to look like in 10 years from now? Right? I mean, our understanding is it's exponential. It's amazing how little we knew and how much we know now, and how much there still is to learn.
I'm sorry, let me just finish up where he was, and then the lady is going to talk for a second. Here we go.
Amazing how little we knew and how much we know now, and how much there still is to learn.
I totally agree, and I think what's wicked cool about that is both the remote sensing component and the glaciology component. Those have really accelerated and transformed inside units of time that are comparable to like the age of us. That's pretty cool that we're working in fields where we've seen that sort of that logarithmic just take off. I totally agree. I think some of the history stuff that's fun to look at.
All right, that's about enough of that. What we've got is a problem with our climate, and I'll show you why. And again, this is NASA. These are the people that should be talking to me about this, because it's our atmosphere that's expanding and scrubbing. That's causing the problem. It is not just a carbon creating a blanket over our atmosphere. It's not that at all. It is the expansion of the gases causing much more rub. All right, I have shown 1,000,000 times that light is particles. We've photographed them over and over and over. And they hit solar panels and drive electrons into conduction. I mean, what the hell do you think they are? They bang into you and you get a sunburn. Obviously, they're particles. And they emit from the sun, which this is a solar eclipse. They're coming out of here like tons of them. It's just everywhere that's illuminated is just particles flowing everywhere. So we are plowing through those particles. We're spinning, we're being ripped on the arm of the Milky Way, we're circling the sun. It's just a nightmare what we're scrubbing through. And as our gases expand, we scrub harder. The sun, its surface on the sun is about 10,000 degrees. Out here where it scrubs, just like us, where the sun scrubs through the atmosphere just like we do, because it's spinning and being ripped through the arm of the Milky Way just as we are. Out here it's millions of degrees. That's because this is probably it's right about in this range here. You see how that little scrubby spot is? That's the spot where you get, and of course it's spinning on its axis right here. That's why your poles are up and down here. And this is the spinning into the particles that are coming at us, causing these bright spots, and this side is spinning back towards us because we're going forward this way, it appears. And the sun is turning this way. So that's the extreme scrub, and that's the trailing scrub. But they're both trailing. Look at the particles are spinning on. Anytime you see the light, that's particles. The light is particles. I don't care what anybody says. That's what they are. Now, that means the sun is scrubbing through millions, 10,000 on the surface. Nobody's got an explanation for that whatsoever. And here is exactly what's happened to us. Exact same thing. Identical. Our atmosphere is right out here. It's called the ionosphere, basically, is where ions are all these little negative particles. What are they doing there? The sun is emitting tons of them every second. Light particles, dust, all kinds of things are slamming into us as we scrub and spin and push through them. 2,700 degrees out here. Why? Why out there? And then it gets cold, and then it gets down to Earth, it's 100 degrees. How come it's this one zone out here? It's because it's scrubbing against everything. Same as the sun. identical. And they think this is a vacuum, there's just not enough particles out there to do anything. That's incorrect, because they don't know that light is a particle. And I'm serious. This is a NASA. I'm not kidding. This is a red pulse laser. That's the pulse laser accelerating. You don't see the particle until it accelerates. When it accelerates, it displays itself right there in that little 4-banger box like that. That is the particle that is in this stream right here. That's acceleration. This right here is fission, that's fusion, because this particle box broke. And when they break, it's called fission. When they come back together, it's called fusion. And this is the doodle right here that Fermilab and CERN puts out. They're looking for a muon neutrino, electron neutrino. Can't find them for 70 years. And here they are right here. There's your little black ball, which is the muon neutrino. It stays just exactly the same. You see them? They don't change. They're the same over here. And the white ball, which I showed you this attached before, now has shattered into this electron shower. And then they fuse back together. Fusion, fission, cold on a desktop. We did this for under $500 or so, maybe a little more than that. Not much. And they've spent probably a lot more than that, I would think, at CERN and Fermilab and Lawrence Livermore and all of the rest of these particle colliders, and they still have not been able to produce this. We can do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, continue to make that muons and electron showers. So NASA refuses to discuss this with me, and Fermilabs and CERN and all of them. And I am being demeaned by these people for having the audacity to say, could you please look at this? It's very disgraceful. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. We are getting showered with particles. Our atmosphere is 2,700 degrees out here, 100 on the surface. The sun is 10,000 on the surface, millions out here, and that is all due to the scrub. And that is this scrub of our atmosphere. And if we don't fix this, we're not going to ever get out of this. And they're talking 10, 20 years before they'll be able to discover the nature of these particles that I just showed you, that we discovered 7 years ago, and nobody will give us 1 second of time to look at them.